What's up, Alpha Strikers? We're back for the Uncommons review of the Heroclix 15th Anniversary What If set.
Did you say 59th anniversary?
15th Anniversary.
15th anniversary. I don't know. I'm hearing things. I'm getting old.
Words are words. Let's dive right in.
Alright.
So, first uncommon, Spider-Man, number 14. Spider-Man family, reporter, scientist. That sounds familiar. Real name, Peter Parker.
No.
He also has improved movement, only ignores elevated this time. He has a trait called Wedding Present. Spider-Man can use super senses. That's cool. When he does, if he is adjacent to a friendly character with a Spider-Man family keyword or named Black Cat, increase the result by +1.
I think I just found a new reason to play Black Cat from Superior Foes of Spider-Man.
You know, what's really funny is this is actually the What If comment where Spider-Man had married the Black Cat. So that's kind of interesting how they did that. But I think it's kind of cool that they also said anyone with the Spider-Man family keyword.
Well, of course, they're all at the wedding.
Yep. So, I mean, you could have picked Mary Jane to be there because the Perplex. You could have picked...
Or Poison.
Spider-Gwen because it's Gwen Stacy and whatever else.
Yeah, it's all sorts of Spider families.
90 points for this guy, but with good reason. So, Spider-Man TA, like he always does, but the dial is just solid. Like, the values are great. Check us out. So, if we see that 5 range, 2 bolts, running shot with precision strike, 11 attack, 18 defense with ESD. I love Spider-Man with ESD. That gives him a whole chance just to come in and just wreck. And this is a rangy Spider-Man too, so that's kind of interesting. And then he has Indomitable, so he has willpower. Gotta love that. Hold dice, he gets Perplex on his next 2 clicks. Goes down to Running Shot with Incapacitate and 18 Reflexes with Perplex. And then last ones are Sidestep, Incapacitate with 17 Combat Reflexes. At this point, he's kind of in the fight, fighting you off. Kind of what he's He's more of a brawler than a range shooter, but he has the capability, which is why they gave him 5 range. For 90 points, I'd want to try him out with a lot of the female in his life because it seems kind of appropriate. Just, you know, try those out. But all around, good Spider-Man. I was really impressed with that one.
Up next, Iron Man, number 15, Stark Industries armor scientist, real name Tony Stark. Now this guy, you know, I don't know about this figure. It's a tough one. This is based off of the What If Iron Man Lost the Armor Wars. For those who've been in the game of Clicks for a long time, there was a set known as Armor Wars where you got a lot of people in different types of armors and stuff. It was a really interesting set. His trait is Control Collar. Opposing characters with the armor keyword can use mind control to target Iron Man. When they do, Iron Man's attack value is modified by -1 for this action. So already I'm starting off with a huge negative that if you have the armor keyword, you're stealing my Iron Man. And his 7 range just make him turn around and blast me.
What's his base attack though? A 9? So it
it starts with a 10, so we go down to a 9. When it goes to a 9, we go down to an 8. It doesn't mean they can't perplex him.
This is true.
And with the new mind control, half my movement, 4, and then shoot me. I don't ever see this guy hitting the field. Ever.
The downside just seems too big. Like, there's tons of armor people. What was this set? All the armors we have?
Yeah, armor has been coming back big. Now, if you took out opposing out of that, this guy would hit the field all day because I'll just play an armor team and everybody in mind control and make him run around and sing and dance and be a moving turret, but I think he would have cost significantly more than 40 points.
Oh yeah, he's only 40 points too.
And then he's got a special damage power for his first 4 clicks, enhancing the villains. Iron Man can use enhancement. When he does, if the attacker has the armor keyword, modify that character's damage value by an additional +1.
So it's a double enhancement, basically, right?
Yeah.
For armors.
For armor. But see, here's the thing. Enhancing the villains, you can't mind control somebody and use the enhancement. So you're...
And unless mind control has to be resolved right away, I think it does, right?
Yeah, it has to be because you mind control them, and then they can be given a movement action and an attack as a free action.
Right away, though. You
right
can't
away,
hold
yeah.
it.
No, you can't. I'm going to mind control you and hold it off till the end. So I mean, it probably has to do with the storyline, but I understand why he's got enhancing the villains on there. Unless I'm supposed to be playing the villains, and then I can be, you know, I'm shooting, I'm the bad guy. But overall, I mean, those first 4 clicks are just blah. I mean, yeah, okay, he's got stealth starting out, so you can try and protect yourself from mind control. But if you're not hiding, they're just taking him from you and just shooting you terribly. His last click, not even a stock click, he finally gets the collar off, I guess. He ends up with running shot, Pensai 11, 19 defense with impervious, and 4 damage. But they can still mind control him at that point. That's a trait. That doesn't go away. So, yeah, that's 10 attack Pensai. I mean, sure, they have to get through his 19 defense to do it, but wow.
I think I figured it out. I'll make him really good. Peace Machine.
1, 2, 3. Nope, because that'll put him on click 4.
Is it on 5?
It's on click 5.
Drat. Never mind.
Yeah, that would have been nice. That was my first thought too, Peace Machine. I was like, yeah, just hit me. But
nope.
There's just...
You gotta hit him for 4, 5 exactly with toughness.
Yeah, just thump him right through. There's nothing that's going to save you there. For 40 points, I don't even think this character should have been made. I'm just going to be honest.
Dang it.
Not worth your time, guys.
Big Iron Man fan here. Big letdown for Mike here.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Alright, next up we have number 16, the Punisher. He has Martial Artist and Soldier, all generic. This is Frank Castle, of course. And he has probably one of the coolest dials and traits, not traits, special attack powers, the first 2 clicks I've ever seen. This guy's from What If the Punisher Had Killed Daredevil. So, Killer of Heroes. Punisher can use Precision Strike and has a range value of 8. He has a 0 printed, so keep this in mind. When he makes a range attack targeting a character that with the Marvel Knights or Spider-Man family keyword, modify his attack by +2. This is prevalent because we've had a whole Superior Foes set and a whole Avengers Defenders War that had a lot of Marvel Knights in them. So this could be played for a mere 50 points. So he's indomitable, has 8 speed, no movement power as you see there, which is fine. So you gotta move into position or be carried. That's something you can totally do. 11 attack with that power, going up to a 13 targeting those 2 keywords with Precision Strike. So, of course, right now that nerfs all super senses, which a lot of the Marvel Knights have, or reducers and stuff like that. But when the new rules kick in, they'll have a chance to escape, but far less likely. And then 2 damage. So his damage value is not very high. He's kind of just pew, pew. But there's enhancements you can play with. There's perplexities you can play with.
You can play him with Rachel Cole Alves and give him range con expert.
Yes, you can. What is that, 140 points of cool right there?
She's 90. 50. Yeah, that's 140 points.
Something you can do. Once he loses that power level, he drops down to sidestep and then goes down into nothing with basically Precision Strike the entire dial. Lowest attack value is a 9, right in the middle, reflexes, and close combat expert. So he's shooting up front, fighting up close in the back. He's just trying to kill off heroes from those keywords. And other pieces. I wish he had a 3 top on the damage value, but there's ways to enhance, of course. The thing about clicks, guys, always think about other options. He's only at 50 points of your build. You have 250 points or more to your build to just make this bigger and badder than ever. Shield's a thing. Make that range longer than the 8, right? Well, we replace his modifiers. You can do that with his thing because he gets the rate of 8. Yeah. And then power action to make more damage. Something you guys can do.
Up next, Daredevil number 17, keyword martial artist, real name Matt Murdock, trait, the only father I've ever known. When building your force, if your force also includes one character named Kingpin, Daredevil gains all the keywords of that character this game. When he's adjacent to a friendly character named Kingpin, modify Daredevil's defense by +1. So really, you're looking to run with a Kingpin, and we have a few.
We have quite a few.
We have the Superior Foes of Spider-Man Fast Forces, the one from the Superior Foes of Spider-Man set. We also have the Avengers Defenders War, super rare. And so, I mean, if you're running with that, you're looking +1 to your defense as long as it's adjacent. So that gives him 18 top. And then he gets those keywords, so you're not breaking theme either. You can go into, Magia, Hydra, Politician. There's a lot. Those are usually... Emissaries of Evil is usually one that...
And Spider-Man, Sinister Syndicate.
You know, I don't think any of the Kingpins actually had that keyword. Oh, one of them did?
The Fast Forces one does, for
Fast
sure.
Forces, okay. So that would be cool. Plus, he's got the Spider-Man family TA, so he's a wild card as well. So, I mean, you're really only looking to run this 50-point figure with another Kingpin for him to really, truly shine. But, I mean, he's got 3 range with 2 bolts, sidestep, quake, super senses, drops into perplex, finishes out with flurry, combat reflexes, and empower for 50 points. He's a really great close combat support kind of character, but you have to have somebody who's able to carry him in there or wild card a stealth to keep him alive a long way, because you can't even run a Marvel Knights team to give him stealth from in a Golden Age ATA venue. So, I mean, he does have his uses, but again, so far, these uncommons, they seem very uninspired. It kind of feels like they just took what would have been the commons and just moved them to the uncommon slots.
Yeah, it seems interesting for sure. This Thor is really cool. I like him a lot. So number 18, Thor, Asgardian deity, mystical warrior. Thor Odinson, of course. He has 100 points, so 10 cheaper than the common. A trait and special attack power on the first 3 clicks. Trait's called the Dead Flee at the Thunder. When Thor attacks, you may choose that the attack generates knockback. This knockback can't be ignored by charge or combat reflexes.
Burp.
I love this because he already has like the super strength without super strength, and it ignores the things that ignore knockback.
Mhm.
That's really fun. His attack power for the first 3 clicks are Precision Strike and Quake. So he already gets the Precision Strike, of course, to for sure his damage, and then the Quake if he wants to really just throw everyone off of him. So this is definitely the close combat Thor. He starts off with a 12 speed, no flight. He's on the ground running. 12 speed charge, 10 attack, 17 with invincible, and 4 damage battle fury with willpower. Drops into impervious, goes down to invuln, has reducers the entire dial. He wants to get into the fight and wreck your day.
So I was just looking at this trait. When he says, you may choose that the attack generates knockback, that can be used with your Quake as well, with Precision Strikes. So you can guarantee you're knocking back 1, and then the additional 2 that the Quake knocks back, because that would also be part of the attack. And it says that this knockback can't be ignored by charge and combat reflexes.
Mm-hmm.
So the attack from the Quake would generate knockback,
2.
so it would be 2 more. So 2 damage, it would generate 2, and then Quake itself knocks back 2, which would be another 2. I don't know. That would be an interesting wording to see, because it does sound like they want to only be the knockback from the attack, so the damage dealt, but they gave him Quake, so I would think they're trying to make it so that Quake is also not ignorable for the 2 that's generated from Quake.
I would say the intent is to get the 2 quick regardless, but then it can't be ignored. Because it's not saying instead of, it's just saying your Quake cannot, your knockback cannot be ignored by those 2
No,
powers.
it says this knockback can't be ignored. Because it says when Thor attacks, you may choose the attack generates knockback. So it's saying when he attacks, you say, I'm making this attack generate knockback. That knockback can't be ignored by charge or combat reflexes. But when I do Quake involves an attack. So I say, I'm going to Quake, and I'm making my attack. I'm choosing that this attack generates knockback, which does 2 damage. Precision Strike, I'm going to hit you for at least 1, so I'm going to get at least 1 knockback, if not 2. But then Quake also generates 2 knockback in addition to whatever damage is dealt from before. So technically, this could knock them back up to 4 squares. It's going to be interesting to see the wording come back on that, if they're intending just part of it or all of it to be able to be ignored.
Sad thing is, he might never be played for it to matter.
Yeah, at 100 points.
At 100 points, unless you really want just a Thor beater, we'll never know for sure. But if it does come up, and hopefully it does, we'll see when it does.
I think this Thor would be really great against the Venom chases, just because he starts with that top-loaded Battle Fury.
Top-loaded Battle Fury. Yep.
And a lot of the Venom chases pull you in.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, well, I'm here now.
Yep. And he is invincible, so he's not taking that penetrating look from poison.
Yep. All right, up next, number 19, Captain Britain Iron Man, Defender's Armor. Real name, Brian Braddock.
All those special powers.
Yep. Trait, from an alternate Earth. If this character is on your sideline, you may give a free action to a friendly character named Captain Britain or Iron Man that is equal or more points. So we're looking at 70 to 55, equal or more, to bring in, replace that character with this character on the same click number. So you can have Captain Britain on your sideline and tag him in from an Iron Man or a Captain Britain that's on the board that is either 55 or 70 points or more.
I think the only Captain Britain we have is the OP kit one that was like a lot of points, right?
Yeah, I think he was 155 or something.
He's up there.
So special movement power that has every other click. Sacrifice everything for this fight. Captain Britain Iron Man can use Running Shot. He can use it as a free action if he has 2 action tokens. But if he does, deal him 1 unavoidable damage after action is resolved, and do not clear him his action tokens this turn.
So he has a version of Colossal Stamina, essentially.
Basically, I mean, you do 3 turns, you can running shot, take damage. Then you have to clear. And then if you got hit or took damage, you back to it. So you can running shot, take a damage,
Yep.
clear. And then your last click, running shot, and then you can basically push yourself to death. The interesting thing, this is the first time I've seen this, he doesn't have different starting clicks, but he does have 2 different values. And that comes into play with his first 2 clicks. For his defensive power, depending on what you paid for, at 70 points he can use Impervious. If you only paid 55 for him, he can use Invulnerability.
Which I really like, actually.
You know, this is really great, but I sense that there's going to be some confusion that comes out from this. That, you know, other than your team build, I mean, if I built, what would that be, 15 points under? I could say, nope, I'm actually only a 55 point Captain Britain Iron Man.
Yeah.
And, you know, I only had Invuln because my Impervious wouldn't have mattered. You know, it's...
I think you have to make sure you fully declare and have, like, a little thing. But...
Without having that different starting click, it really does bring about a possible loophole in the game. And, you know, with him having 2 different... only 5 clicks, you could have given 2 different starting lines. And just said, depending on which starting line, he has a different power.
It's kind of interesting to see, though, they value Impervious at 15 points more. That's kind of interesting.
15 points more than Invulnerability.
Yep.
So, all right. It's an interesting thought.
Number 20, Oni Leader. Brute, Monster, Past, and Ruler. Real name unknown. He has a damage power on the 1st and 4th click of his dial, called Occupation Force. Oni Leader can use Outwit, and when he does, he can use Improved Targeting through character bases. When he can use it 1 additional time during your turn for each other friendly character closer to the opponent's starting area than your own, but only if that character is 50 points or more or named Oni Hulk. So if you have a ton of those Oni Hulks going up there and just running up and up and up, it's like, okay, outwit you, or your whole dial on that one character. All for 75 points, but it only has 0 range. It's only 6 squares away. So he still has to be kind of up there with the fight for it to be really, really good. Because you have to be on their side of the board, and you have to go through that kind of thing with that. So aside from that, he has stealth the entire dial. So you can go ahead and place him in bushes and hindering and wherever and keep him safe. And Mastermind with 18 defense. So if you do keep those Oni Hulks around him as well, he can say, you take it for me, you take it for me. Drops into Invulnerability and a quicker regen. All 9s and 8s attacks, but 3 damage the entire dial. So if you do feel the gumption to swing, they will take some damage. Not too shabby. I mean, for 75 points, and each Hulk is 25 points, that's 100, and then go up. I see a possible fun build there, but nothing competitive by any stretch.
They should have put him on a throne. That would have been more fun. But no, scope reuse. All right, number 21, Punisher of S.H.I.E.L.D. Keyword Shield Soldier, real name Frank Castle. This guy right here is a must-have for everybody.
Okay, listen to Mike, guys.
Trait, I'll bring the buildings down. When Punisher of S.H.I.E.L.D. is KO'd, deal 3 damage to each character occupying an elevation other than 1. Now, we haven't seen a 0 elevation or a negative elevation yet, but if you're on 2 or more and my Punisher dies, regardless of how he died, whether you killed him or I blew him up or I pushed him to death, everybody, my friendlies too, are taking 3 damage because they're higher than 1 elevation.
Yep.
There are some maps where the majority of the map is an elevation 2. Also, he's not unique by any means, and he's only he has 90 points. Even if you ran 2 of them out there as in a suicidal mission, this would just be brutal. I mean, go ahead, kill him.
His stats are no joke, by the way, either.
Running shot, 8 movement, 11 attack, precision strike, 17 toughness on the defense with 2 damage. Now, he's got more traits to go through here. The shield network. When Punisher of S.H.I.E.L.D. makes a ranged attack, he may target a character within his range and the line of fire of an adjacent friendly character named Punisher Squad. So I run a Punisher Squad out around my blocking terrain, but you're still within my range. My bullets now turn corners.
Mm-hmm.
And then his special damage power that he has on his first click and his last 2 clicks, a shot at the real bad guys. When attacking characters with a point value of 100 points or more, modify Punisher of Shield's attack and damage values by +1. So now we're looking at 12-3 top dial if I'm shooting 100 points or more. When I'm attacking only characters with a point value of 200 or more, modify both values by an additional +1. So now I'm shooting 13 and 4 because I'm shooting your 200 plus character.
With all my little shield guys, and then they can also increase his range and or damage by 1 more.
Yep.
If you so choose to do 1.
Yep. But this power would only apply to this Punisher. But I mean,
Yeah.
even running 2 of them, if you had a 200 point, we'll say what, in betweener at 222, okay, I'm gonna running shot 13 and 4, and then here comes another 13 and 4. Go ahead, blow me up, because you're gonna get 3 and 3 right afterward, and that's only 2/3 of my force.
200 points. Looking at what? Dark Angel, Morlun, Ares,
Man,
Warbound Hulk. I'm just
World War Hulk.
There's not a whole ton of 200 point figures out these days, but people still play Golden at venues all the time.
Oh yeah,
It's nice to see.
this Punisher Shield is so good in so many different ways. I mean, so far I felt a lot of the uncommons have been fairly uninspired, but this guy, man, out of the park.
Speaking of inspired, the uncommon Dr. Stark. He is 115 points. Stark Industry, Armor, Mystical. Does have the From an Alternate Earth. This seems a little more doable with the 115 point value, because there are a ton of Iron Mans who are up there, and a ton of Doctor Strange's is kind of low right now.
Yeah.
But we do have the LE one and the con-exclusive one too. So hey,
Yep.
options. He has this really cool trait. I love it. It's called Automated Counterspell. That's really funny. Dr. Stark can use Energy Shield Deflection. Trait, that's really cool. And then opposing characters within 4 squares can't use Penetrating Psychic Blast, Precision Strike, or Pulse Wave. So I really wish this was 6 squares, because a lot of time they could running shot out of that 4 range and then use those powers. So had it been 6, he would have a little bit more field control, I think. But the 4, him being uncommon, really makes sense. The dial itself, he has 7 range, flight, 12 speed with phasing teleport, 10 attack pensai, 17 impervious, and 3 damage with prod control, miss 6 TA. This right here feels like a Doctor Strange mixed with an Iron Man. He has the armor on, the psychic abilities, and the prod control. Late dial gets Force Blast and Sidestep, down with more pensai, Pulse Wave, Invulnerable in Toughness, and Perplex. This guy is a master of abilities for both offense, defense, and support.
Yep.
I love figures like this. And if you're into those first two with Force Blast, you're too close. Back up. Got the repulsors in there too. He is meant to be in the fight. You think 7 range should stay back? Nah, get him up in there. Disrupt that Pulse Wave. Disrupt that pen size. But there are characters who have Pulse Wave who have no running shot. Iron Lad, good example. So this guy, he probably won't see meta play, unfortunately. But if you're gonna play him in your force, get him in there. Have fun with him. Good figure.
Up next, Iron Punisher, number 23. Keywords: Avengers, Shield, Armor, Soldier. Real name: Frank Castle.
This guy's ridiculous.
Again, we have From an Alternate Earth. If this character is on your sideline, you can replace it with an Iron Man or Punisher of equal or more points, and you replace that character on the same click number. This guy is 100 points, so there are some really good Iron Man and Punishers out right now that you could swap him in for. Amazing top dial. 12 attack, pensai, 3 damage, running shot, flight, and indom with 6 range. Yes,
wow,
please.
Yes.
Special attack power he has on his last 4 clicks, so this is something he's going to damage into. Did we free America? When Punisher KOs an opposing character, modify a friendly character's damage value by +1 until your next turn. So if I'm popping somebody off with my 2 damage, I just finished somebody out, then somebody else gets a bonus to their damage to finish somebody else off.
And you guys have seen Dial's late Dial. They are going down, so that's a very big buff.
Well, I mean, 7 clicks starting with an invul, unless you've got Outwit, which is getting kind of scarce lately.
Yeah.
This guy, he's going to be running some serious interference and doing some damage. And then, I mean, I have to compare him to other Punishers and Iron Men of 100 points or less to see if it would be worth it to replace him out.
100 points or more.
Yeah, or 100 points or more, excuse me. Yeah, so if this character is on your sideline, so if it would be worth it to tag out to this Iron Punisher.
It'd be permanent, though.
With this character on the same click number, yeah. So, I don't know. This whole From an Alternate Earth, I'm not really sure if I would want to tag out something that is of higher points for something that's lower. Because current rules say that if you do a replacement for a lower value, they still score the higher value.
You always score the higher value. There's no point denial in these as the current rules state, guys. This could change with the new rules. When we see them, we just don't know. But as of right now, whatever the highest figure is KO when a replacement happens, that's what your opponent scores. Okay, last uncommon of the set. We have, two more. My goodness, I can't keep track. Number 24, Carolina Dean. Runaways, Young Avengers, Cosmic. Carolina Dean's her real name. Go figure.
Also known as Lucian Sky. With diamonds.
Didn't know that name. I mean, don't they all have code names?
Yeah, that was her code name.
That was her code name. They never use them.
No, didn't really stick. Sister Grimm uses hers every now and again, but...
Alright, so she has the Runaways trait, which we haven't covered this video, so I'll go ahead and read over it. Once per turn, when Carolina Dean attacks, if she is adjacent to a friendly character with the Runaways or Young Avengers keyword, I love that it's both because there are more Young Avengers, she can reroll a 1 on a die of the attack roll. So if you roll a crit miss, you can fix that as best you can. Or, a 6-7, 6 and a 1, make that the one a 6. That's a really cool pseudo prob. I kind of like that. The defense power she has for the first 3 clicks is phenomenal for the team itself. It's called Reactive Energy Barrier. Carolina Dean can use Barrier and Defend, sharing off her 18. When Carolina Dean or adjacent friendly character are targeted by a range attack, modify the character's damage value by -1. So she's going to have a 20 defense, 21 if she's hindering to shoot at, just regardless. That's really, really good. And then your other figures will have 18 plus, depending on what's going on with this name of your team. And then their damage goes up by 1. So if they hit you, they're only going to deal probably 2 or 1 in most scenarios. Maybe 3 if they have 4s. So you'll have to now think, I probably should outwit this or up my damage to kind of compensate because I want to do more than just 2. Other than that, that was pretty solid. Running shot Pensai with flight, 7 range, 1 bolt. Drops down with enhancement so your other shooters shoot harder. 3 damage. Last 2 clicks have sidestep Pulse Wave with ESD and 2 damage. Not too shabby for 75 points. And Avengers TA, so her carry movements don't count at your action total. Wow.
Yeah. It just keeps going. That list just gets longer and longer the more you talk about it.
Yep, it's pretty awesome.
All right, last in our uncommons, number 25, TV's Spider-Man. Spider-Man family celebrity, real name Peter Parker, ignores elevated for movement purposes, trait agent to all the heroes. Once per turn, when another friendly character is healed for 1 or more clicks, heal TV Spider-Man 1 click. Say hello to the Marvel Knights Fast Force of Spider-Man, TV Spider-Man. Punisher shoots somebody, he heals, I heal. Jessica Jones takes a click and heals, I heal.
I'll time up, guys. Keep healing.
Just keep healing. Oh, hey, Deadpool. We're going to be friends. You take damage, you heal, I heal.
Oh, man. That's funny.
Second trait, movie star. The first time each turn a character without the celebrity or reporter keyword attacks TV Spider-Man. So they have to have the celebrity or reporter or this happens. You may modify his defense value by +2 that turn for the rest of the turn.
Wow. So basically the goal here is to stick your lowest lane and Superman on him, right?
I guess.
For that reporter
or celebrity. If you do, modify his attack value by -2 until the end of your next turn. So you can turn him completely defensive. But with a 20 defense with super senses, with sidestep and exploit starting out, yes, please.
I do like this Spider-Man.
Drops into outwit, late dial, and a special defensive power. Wait, I'm the world famous Spider-Man. Also, I'm rich. Stop. Spider-Man can use combat reflexes. So, yeah. Wow.
Without wit.
Without wit on that stop click. Hopefully your friends are healing, because you're coming back.
Yeah, seriously.
Spider-Man team ability, borrowing mystics,
Ooh.
borrowing stealth.
Ooh. See, I really think this TV Spider-Man is really, really good. We'll get to another TV character later who I think is just not as good, unfortunately.
No.
But I love this character.
And all this for 70 points.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's really a niche figure. You have to build specifically to use him well.
Yeah.
But if you did, he's going to be as invulnerable as most celebrities. So I'm just saying that there is such thing as Hollywood armor.
Hollywood armor. Dude, we have to like caption that or something. I like that. All right, guys. So that has been our uncommon reviews for the 15th anniversary Marvel What If set. Great stuff we saw in here. Some not so cool stuff, but hey, you know, get some, you lose some.
Just don't ever abandon a figure just because they don't have a special power, they don't have a move attack power. There typically is some reason they've made that character to do what they do. You just have to find the strategy as why that is. Even that Iron Man with the control collar, I think that's really meant to distract your opponents to try and mind control him and use him against you because it's just there.
Yeah, the 40-point double enhancement for your armor pieces isn't bad. There are tons of good armor pieces that could just say, hey, I'll take 4 damage from you, sure.
Yeah, we'll play this collar Iron Man with the pick-a-power Iron Man. Yeah, I'll take double enhance with that, thanks.
Thanks, buddy. But guys, please like it, sub it, and share this video. And we have a quick question for you guys.
Comment below. Let us know which one of these uncommons is your favorite and why. We want to hear from you. We want to, get a better consensus. We always have our opinions, but we want to hear your opinions as well, so we can share those with the world and get a better understanding of Heroclix. If you heard one of these figures that we're just like, yeah, we have no idea how to use this, and you've just got that perfect little combo set up, share it with the world. Let other people use it. Let people try it out. Bring some faith back to these figures and how they should actually be used.
All right, guys. See you in the rear review. And remember,
strike first
and strike hard.